calisthenics is made up of 3 areas initially. Core engagement, hollow body position, keeping that engagement throughout, very much like horse stance and Tai Chi, where they engage in the core here. Let's teach you how to do pull-ups properly. So let's just find a good place where we can set up properly. Oh, nearly. Whoa. That's the badger. Silly sausage. So many people have approached me recently asking how to do a push-up properly. I've seen people struggling with it in the gym, and it's about time that people started to do them correctly. There are a few different ways, and I suppose a lot of people do them differently for different purposes and for different reasons. But the majority of purpose behind a pull-up is functionality. Now, you get a lot of bodybuilder reps where it's very short range of motion, where it's between here and here kind of thing. But we want a full range of motion. We want to be able to go all the way to the top of the range and all the way down out the scap and still be able to perform the rep fully. So right now I'm using rings, which is a great way to introduce yourself to pull-ups and even going into muscle-ups, because muscle-ups on rings are a lot easier than on a bar. So the technique is harder to get, but once you've got it, you can really use the muscle-up purposefully within your program instead of it just being a kick around, as a lot of people use it. So with the pull-up, we're going to go full range of motion from here. And most people think they've got to start pulling into the body here. And all we need to do for your pull-ups is first and foremost using the tendons behind the scap. So behind the scap, you've got a conjunction of tons of tendons that all meet behind there. And that's where a lot of the strength comes from the shoulder, the chest, the back, all meeting behind here. And if we can get this scapular pull motion, this kind of like pull motion here, then we're going to get a lot of benefit from the pull, and you're going to be able to perform the pull full range of motion. Okay, so to be able to fully dead hang, testing your dead hang first is the best way to do it. And if you're looking for support to make small daily changes that help make big lifestyle shifts, then look into our free 30 days, 30 ways to keep consistent. Just put your email in and we'll be sending you an email every day just to keep you consistent and shift your mindset in the right direction to support you on those big lifestyle changes. So getting a full dead hang to start off with. So you're taking your whole weight, making sure you can perform the dead hang. And when you are hanging and when you're performing pull-ups, try not to cross your legs and lift behind here, because what you're doing is you're taking it out of this chain. You want to create a full compound effect through this front plane, okay? You want to be able to tuck the tailbone, create this hollow body position where the core is engaged, okay? And that's going to be doing the majority of the work. Well, not the majority, but that's where it all starts. It all starts in the core. So engaging in the core, inwards and upwards is the method of the pull. And the first style of pull, instead of it just being overhand, we're going to twist using the rings here, okay? Because that's really going to help us perform it, because this is a chin up, this is a pull up. So being able to pull into this chin up position is going to make it a lot easier. We want to eventually be able to do full pulls, which is where we're going to start incorporating bars. We're going to start incorporating inverted rows and a few exercises like that. But for now, in the woods, out in nature, going to get a nice workout with the rings. We're going to start pulling into the scap, hollow body position, pulling into the back and back down. Like that, okay? And as you can see, what I'm doing there is I'm just pulling into the back and controlling back out. So when you pull, you can be explosive. Functional training more sits around explosive power and strength, and then control through the eccentric movement, the negative. So if you can squeeze and contract, then control out of that eccentric movement, you're going to get a hell of a lot more bang for your buck out of every single exercise. So pulling in and controlling out through the movement, okay? Once we've got that, you're going to be able to try and hold and hang into this position here, pulling into the scap, and start working for time under tension, okay? You want to start getting longer times, so you're holding for 45, 50 seconds. If you can't hold for 45, 50 seconds, you're gonna have to come right back into inverted rows. So the rings are gonna be a lot lower all the way down here, and we'll go through that now. So exercise 1 is your scapular pulls, pulling into the back, keeping your arms straight. Calisthenics is made up of 3 areas initially. Core engagement, hollow body position, keeping that engagement throughout, very much like horse stance and Tai Chi, where they engage in the core here, and that kind of like brings the energy up and inwards, okay? So we're engaging that trunk, okay? Your straight arm strength, so making sure that we've got these locks down and that we've built the strength in the tendons in the arms and the shoulders to be able to sustain and hold our strength. Again, progressively and lightly, doesn't have to be all at once. And then scapula, tendons in the scapula, making sure we've got this down and we're working through this range of motion, okay? Once we've got that, we're gonna go through the full range of motion using rings as a row, okay? You can use a bar, an inverted bar if you want, but right now, outside, this is the best way to do it, and it's so much better to train outside. So we're gonna go underneath here like this, and we're gonna take the hands outwards. I'm gonna come back a little bit if it's too hard underneath. I'm gonna pull through and twist, so the little finger goes into the armpit, okay? Pull through, little finger, to the armpit and back round. And what that's doing, that twist, is creating long, strong muscles. It's giving us a full range of motion within that area, okay? So once we've pulled through that long, full range of motion, we want to ensure that both ends are solid, okay? So when we're at the bottom, we want to make sure that we're fully out of the scap. So when we're at the bottom of the row, all the way down here, come out of the scap. So we've still got this initial engagement through this line here, pulling into the scap. So we're out here, we're going to pull into the scap, and as we pull, we start the twist, and we're not stopping at the top here, going for the full range. We want to try and go past. So we're in that engagement there, okay? And back down. We want to go all the way through, twist, tight at the top, and back down. Okay, so that'll be your second exercise that you're going to be working on to really start to work on the pull-up, okay? So we have scap pulls, up, squeezing in and down. We have the ring rows, the inverted rows, all the way through to the top and all the way through and back down. And your final exercise that you're going to be working on for your pull strength is going to be floor pulls. We'll go show that now. So I say floor pulls, but you can actually do this kneeling as well. So in an upright position. So either or works really well. On the floor, it just helps engage that tuck tailbone a little bit more and really pull and raise into that lower back strength, okay? I'm gonna show it you on the knees here, but you can use the bands from the rings. You can use a t-shirt, a jacket, anything, a towel, anything that you can get your hands on. And all we're doing is we're trying to rip this apart. Make sure you find something that isn't gonna rip apart, okay? So you're pulling this apart and you're raising nice and high, okay? So on the floor, kneeling down or crouching down, you're gonna hold this here, raise the arms nice and high. I'm gonna pull outwards. We're gonna pull down to the count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Squeeze into the bottom here for 4, 3, 2, 1, and back out for 4, 3, 2, 1. As soon as it's locked straight out, straight back in for 4, okay? So the tempo, the time under tension is really important. So make sure that you've got a good 12, 15 seconds time under tension through that whole pull motion, okay? And then when you get to like 5, 6 reps, which is what you're looking to achieve, you're gonna have the optimum time under tension to start increasing strength and muscular endurance. So working on those 3 exercises is really gonna help increase your pull and start getting you towards what it is that you're looking to do with gaining a pull-up. The optimal strength, the fact that it is full compound workout, it's working everything, starting from the core, working through the back and opening out through the whole body. So working on these 3 exercises is going to really help increase your pull strength. It's going to get you a lot closer to a pull-up than just trying to pull up in any way, shape or form. trying to bend the arms and trying to keep into this pull here, it's not really going to do a lot for you. You're just going to end up sticking at the same place where there's a weakness breach. And that's usually a point where, you can't get any further up because you haven't practiced in this range of motion. You need to have practice in the full range of motion, and those inverted rows are really going to help with that. You need to have strength in the scap to be able to come all the way out for full range of motion and initiate the pull. So the scap pulls are going to be good for that. And finally, you need to be able to experience tension through the full range, and those floor pulls or kneeling pulls are going to help support you with that. Any questions that you have, please drop them below, and I'll do a video extending on that to be able to support the exercise that we've been through today, take it to the next level, or even put some exercises in that may assist that in the overall pull strength. I hope this video helps with your pull strength, and I hope it encourages you to train outside a little bit more. Get yourself a set of rings. You don't need much to train outside. Floors here, you can use some of the trees for pulls, you can climb the trees, you can crawl around, and a set of rings and maybe some parallettes, and you're good to go.